Hi everyone, my name is Huynh, and I'm going to be sharing my research presentation on what I think should be included in the next generation iPhone. So first, I'd like to address a few problems or issues that I came upon during my research on the iPhone 12 series. So the iPhone 12 right now doesn't include a home button, the physical kind of home button, and this can be quite difficult for certain users, such as elderly individuals. So in order to provide ease and accessibility, as well as a more diverse design, Apple should include iPhones with two designs. So one without that physical button, which is just the design that it is right now, and one with that button. It would just be easier for certain users if they had that option. Second, I came upon a lot of reports about screen issues. So many people were reporting that their iPhone 12s developed a green hue or a certain light on their screens, and that would either occur at a certain brightness level or permanently. And as a corporation like Apple, I feel like their products should not have this kind of issue that can be fixed. It's just a hassle for the users and for the company itself. And third, an issue that Apple should address is the limited amount of iCloud storage. It's especially since in this day and age, cloud storage is extremely prevalent. I feel that Apple should simply solve this issue. While most iPhone 12 series will provide you with up to 128 gigabytes, a few of the cheaper options only offer 64 gigabytes and even lower, as low as 5 gigabytes. So I feel that these are the certain problems that Apple should solve. And here are just a few visuals for you all. So here's that maybe iPhone 7 or 8 with that physical home button, and here it is without. Here's that green light that many people have been reporting, and here is an example of the iCloud storage. So here are some brainstorming solutions that Apple can come up with to combat the earlier problems that I discussed. So first, they could design a home button feature onto the iPhone. And since a lot of people are into that very sleek rectangle design, they could possibly maintain that design while adding that home button and maybe a little bit of larger buttons like the sound buttons, the volume buttons on the side, so that again could be more accessible to certain individuals and users. To combat the green hue light issue, the a lot of Apple experts shared that that issue tried to be fixed with certain iOS software updates, but at the end of the day, it was just a hardware issue. So Apple should ensure that the glass screens are made of proper material, and that the hardware design team could put a lot of focus into that. And lastly, Apple could offer users some more iCloud storage so that they don't constantly have to run out or have to worry about not being able to take pictures or download documents and just certain things like that. So the planning and testing process of all of this, number one, could be to design the prototype. So they could just replicate the iPhone 12 design and create prototypes of the iPhone with a home button. So basically they could just install a tiny little button here. That could be a start. And with the brightness issue, a hardware fix should help with that. The iPhone 12 currently has what they call a ceramic shield. So Apple should ensue tests to ensure that there are no hardware issues that occur underneath the glass and make sure that it is durable, meaning that there won't be any issues for a long period of time. And third, Apple could offer more iCloud storage. So 50 gigabytes, I think, should be given at most. If needed, they could purchase 100 to 200 gigabytes, since that would be more than enough for a family, but 50 gigabytes or a bit more should be offered to users. And while analyzing the design, so these are a bit like what I hope the users' reactions would be. So first, the new iPhone has a home button. To analyze this, Apple should observe the users' reactions and sales. If that feedback is positive, then that is a sign to keep this model and maybe refurbish it and sell it again as a future series in a future series. If there is that no more of that green hue, Apple would anticipate that there are a lot less complaints about that unusual screen display. And finally, more iCloud storage. I feel that this would be the most effective upgrade, and by giving more iCloud storage, this would be that upgrade that Apple would have to revisit the least. And finally, this is the last slide on how Apple would improve or modify these changes. So if there turns out to be a low reaction towards that home button feature, or just the sales weren't that high for it, Apple could reconsider removing it from the series and possibly coming up with a different solution. If that green hue issue goes away, but other brightness issues occur, then that hardware team would have to return to that planning table and determine the true cause of that problem. And lastly, since a lot of users will have more iCloud storage, I feel that there would be a bit more issues with the iCloud itself, because I personally have had problems with that. For instance, when I deleted data or I had to switch devices, there were a few issues with that. But when the time comes, I think that Apple should focus on that. And that is all for my presentation. Thank you.